Sure, Ward Radio already covered this. I'll let them answer this one for you.
So a couple things.
Yeah, let's not bury the lead. Let's address the claim. I mean, here's a big self-aggrandizing quote that would be not fit for a man of God if it were true. So is it true, Jonah Barnes?
So first of all, not written by Joseph Smith. Never approved by Joseph Smith. Never seen by Joseph Smith. This quote. So this quote was taken by his fans, right? Who after his death, I think it's Thomas Bullock, wrote a synopsis of his talk. And these are just kind of bullet points that are kind of scattered in there. And somebody later went in and tried to sew them together of a talk that he gave. This is a month before Joseph Smith died. So he dies, never gets a chance because everything that was published in his name in the Times and Seasons or whatever, he had to sign off on with this quote. But still, I mean, it looks really bad. Like, what could he have been talking about? So if you read it carefully, he's actually not talking about himself. He's talking about the Latter-day Saints. What he's saying is that you people are the most loyal people in the world.
Oh, when he says, I have more to boast of than ever any man had.
He's talking about them.
He's saying, as a leader of a movement, I can say I have more to boast of than any other leader of any other movement had because I've got these beautiful people.
The best people.
The best people. Oh, I am the only man that has ever been. Yeah, totally changes the reading of this.
Doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's not saying I'm better than them. It's saying, like, you guys have stayed with me, but the people and the ancients didn't even stay with the prophets then.
You're more loyal than even the apostles of Jesus Christ. You're the best people. I love you. That's what he's saying.
Oh, this is so sinister. When you reread it in the correct light, it's a beautiful thing. He says, I am the only man that has been ever able to keep a whole church together since the days of Adam. A large majority of you guys have stood by me. Neither Paul, John, Peter, nor Jesus ever could boast of having such loyal fans.
Yes.
You guys are so great. Like, this is an Oscar acceptance speech.
This is how they're reading it. I have more to boast of than ever any man had. I am the only man that has ever been able to keep a whole church together since the days of Adam. A large majority of the whole have stood by me. Neither Paul, John, Peter, or Jesus ever did such a work. That's what he's saying.
Yes.
It's like, I have more to boast of than any man. Like, I am the only man that's ever been able to keep a whole church together since the days of Adam. A large majority of the whole, but I get it. I see,
it's a humble Oscar acceptance speech.
Like,
instead of
believe that he's being treated like
it's you're the fans. You made this happen. I have to thank you. You're the great ones. That's what it is.
Like, Jesus couldn't even do this. Like they ran away from him.
Right.
I can't believe you stood by me.
Yeah, that's what, it's that inflection
gosh.
he's going for.
Now there's more.
That I feel robbed of by these anti-war. Like, that is so cruel to change that. And
the idea of boasting comes from the Bible, right? It's Paul saying the same thing. And then the last is that it's totally inconsistent with any of his other statements. Joseph Smith never, ever says anything or does anything to be like, Jesus was nothing next to me. Like, on the complete opposite. He says the complete opposite that. He says, this is a private letter that he wrote to his wife. This isn't public. This is a private letter he wrote to his wife when he says, I will try to be contented with my lot, knowing that God is my friend. In him I shall find comfort. I have given my life into his hands. I am prepared to go at his call. I desire to be with Christ. I count not my life dear to me, except to do his will. That's not a public speech. Oh, I'm so magnanimous. Yeah, this one. So he says, I do not think there have been many good men on the earth since the days of Adam, but there was one good man, and his name was Jesus. Many persons think a prophet must be a great deal better than anybody else. I do not want you to think that I am very righteous, for I am not. So
wow,
this is perfectly consistent with how a Christian would view Jesus Christ. He's the righteous one.